Lori with Rock & Co Crafts. I want to thank you for joining me. Today I am going to pour the fairy crescent moon. Now this is the third crescent moon in the Let's Resin 4 set crescent moon molds that I purchased. I've poured the unicorn and the wolf, and now I'm going to pour the fairy. Now I haven't poured the cat yet because I haven't quite figured out how I want to pour that. Now if you didn't see the unicorn and the wolf pours, I will put a link to those videos in the description box below. But for today, what I want to do is I want to do another split cup or dirty pour. And this time I'm going to use just the Let's Resin 3 compartment split cup. Now I used the 4 compartments in the wolf, and I love the way that turned out. So I have mixed up, I have 90 milliliters of resin here, and I'm going to use, this is the metallic mirror chrome powder. I'm going to use the holographic pink. I'm going to use the purple. And then I found these pretty sequences, glitter at Michael's, and it's the Color Shift Purple Teal. And I'm going to mix that just with clear. So let's go ahead and get some of this mixed up. And I mean, if you notice there, oh no, don't want to do that. If you notice, there are colors, oh my goodness, in the bottom of my cups. That's because I reuse my cups over and over again. Let me get that mess cleaned up. That wasn't cool. I do have a little extra resin mix, so let me go ahead and add a little more to that because I don't want to not have enough. I'm just guessing that's about how much I spilled. Alrighty, let's start with the purple. Let me get my little spoon here. And this stuff is so pretty. Unfortunately, it does not show up on camera just how pretty it is. I don't know how much I'm going to need. This is a pretty generous spoonful. I would think that that would be enough, but I don't know. This powder does seem to go a long way. So let's go ahead and give that some stirs. Oh, that is pretty. That is so pretty. And I know you cannot tell on camera just how pretty that is. It is gorgeous. So shiny. Oh, that is pretty. Let me give that a good mix, and I'm going to set it aside just in case any powders decide to pop back up. All right, let's go ahead and do the pink. Let me get my spoon cleaned off. And again, I love this powder. This is definitely, so far, my absolute favorite powder. Because you can mix it, you can back it with black, you can back it with clear, you can mix it in the resin, and it always looks just beautiful. And it's so shiny. This is the holographic pink. I don't know if it'll show holographic by mixing it in the resin. We'll find out. It is so pretty. All right, let me set that aside. Clean my spoon off again, and I do. And again, this cup looks like it already has something in it, but that's because I reuse the cups. And this is my sequence / glitter cup. And I'm going to put a lot of this in there. I'm going to say 3 spoons, give it a stir and see if I think I want more, because I know that it's kind of heavy. It will sink. And let me give that a stir. Oh, that is pretty. It's very blingy. Very pretty. But I think I don't know. I think I may want to add maybe one more spoon of that. Because I do know that it's going to sink, and I want it to show up all the way through the piece. Okay. That's some pretty glitter. Okay, let me go ahead and I'm going to put purple on one side. And I don't see any powders, so that's good. I'm going to get my hand in your way as I scrape the remaining amount out of this cup. It is so pretty. I wish that it showed up on camera just how pretty this stuff is. And it's definitely like a darker purple, but it's gorgeous. Oops. I can get so messy. All right, let me set that cup aside. I'm going to put the glitter in the center. Now, I love the way the wolf turned out using the split cup, so I'm hoping that this turns out as good or even better if that's possible. I love the way that wolf turned out. Almost got it, y'all. Okay. And now the pink. Oh, it's so pretty. I hope it's not too dark. I mean, I hope that I hope it turns out. Sometimes I definitely second, third, fourth guess my color choices. I still haven't figured out how I want to do the cat. I love cats, so I'd like to figure that one out. I'm going to set this aside for just a second. Let me grab an alcohol wipe here and see if I can't get the side of it cleaned off where I made such a mess. Let me move that away. And what I'm going to do, if you notice on this mold, there's just a little bitty star right here. And I thought, well, I want to kind of do that different. Now, there's not a whole bunch in here, and I don't even know if you can see it on camera. But this is just little silver stars. It's a little bit of glitter that I have. So what I think I'm going to do first is, let me first get the lid off of this little thing. And I'm going to pour some clear resin in that star and just kind of sprinkle these in. If I can get the lid off. There we go. Because, yeah, there's just a few of the stars left. Let me move this kind of central. Let me pour just some clear in there. I may have poured too much clear in there. I just want to sprinkle some stars in. Kind of want to check. I don't really want any bubbles. And let me see if I can get these sprinkled in the star, no other place. And they're just little teeny tiny stars. And again, it's heavy, so it'll probably sink, but I'm just gonna finish these stars off. Get that in there. All right. And I will top that off here shortly. Now these little bottles, they came in kits. They got a little lid. Any suggestions as to what to do with these? If you have them, let me know in the comments below. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to move this out of my way. I don't want to spill any more. And we're going to see if I'm trying to figure out what direction I want to go. I think I do want to start. Let me squeeze this cup. Ooh, I don't know where I want to start. I don't want to make a mess. Let me see if I can still start at the top. Oh, that is pretty. That is so pretty. And I may have mixed a little too much, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Whoa. I get so heavy-handed. I'm going to stop there for a second. Give it an opportunity to spread around. Before I add any more, I don't want any overflow. Because I mean, I definitely need some to come up in this hand and in the feet. All right, let's do some more. I definitely want to make sure it's domed without going over. Let me stop there again. And I'm going to use the dotting tool to scooch it down into the feet and into the hand. And I definitely want to kind of go in there and make sure, or try to make sure, that I get any areas that may have bubbles in them. And I want to be careful because I want the resin to do what it's going to do as far as the design on its own. But I still want to check these tips just because I don't want any bubbles. All right, let me see here. I'm going to try to pour a little bit more of the clear, just a tad bit, on the star. Just a little bit. Clean that mess off. I may have just a mess to clean around the star as far as over pour is concerned. We'll see when it cures. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more and then see where I'm at as far as the doming is concerned. It's a cute mold. I love the fact that the little hand is holding the star. And it looks like it'll hold just a tad, and I mean just a tad. I don't want to overflow. So let me just put just a little tad more and stop there. All right. Well, I'm going to see if I can't bring you down a little closer to see, because it just doesn't show up on camera as well as I would like. But I love those colors. So we will see what happens when it cures. And I'm sorry, I'm making you dizzy. So I will meet you back here after it's cured. I'll see you for the unmolding. See you shortly. It's time for the unmolding. Let me pick this up and let you see. There's some glitter here, not a whole bunch. And it's a little bit darker than I had anticipated, but I still love the way this side looks. So let's go ahead and see what we have on the other side. I'm starting to really enjoy using those split cups. When I first bought them, I didn't know if I would really use them, but I'm glad I've started to really experiment with them. I'm trying to be careful around the feet. I don't want to break anything here. I'm gonna be very careful. And these little molds are super cute too. I will put a link to some of the products I use in the description box below. Oh, I got to be very careful around the star and the little bitty hand. Look how detailed that hand is holding the star. It's so cute. Try and be very careful here. I don't want to break the hand or the star. It's taking me a minute simply because I just really don't want to break it. I may need to use a little bit of alcohol. I'd rather not though, because I don't want to dry out the mold. So if I can avoid it. Ah, there we go. But look at that. Look how detailed that hand is. Let's see the other side. Look how pretty that side is. Talk about some bling. That's where all the glitter went. That is pretty though. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, I don't know which side I like best. I love the different colors over here. Ooh, but I love that side too. So I don't know which side I like the best. Which side do you like the best? Let me know in the comments below. I just love that. I love that. Maybe I should do it again, only make the star. It might be kind of fun to do this in glow in the dark. I don't know, but I do love the way this turned out. The back is so unexpected, but in a happy way. That's the little fairy. Let me know what you think of the final project in the comments below. I do want to thank you for watching and ask you to consider hitting the like, share, and subscribe buttons. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks.